what are the topics we have covered is, so the first topic we have covered is already how to know what is algorithm in algorithm. And the second one is we have seen that analysis. What is a analysis? Analysis. We have seen that in the analysis, again we have a subparts. What we have covered in the analysis, we have a priori analysis and post priori analysis. In this a priori analysis, a priori analysis and posterior analysis. So we already discussed in the a priori analysis and post priori analysis. The a priori analysis is actually reasonable because posterior means after running the program. That means we have to design the algorithm and we have to implement the algorithm. So we have to write the program and you have to implement. So, and also what is the disadvantage of the posterior? The posterior disadvantage is it because if you run the program on the different computers, okay, the time is getting taking is it will be different because it depends on processor, it depends on size of the uh, RAM, and some more parameters are involved. So that's why a priori analysis is one of the best one. And a priori analysis based on what? A priori analysis is based on how we are doing. It is a magnitude of the statement. Magnitude of the statement. That means how many times the statements is getting executed. That means without implementing the program, before we are just writing, and that is called as a magnitude of the statement. That means each statement, how much time it is taking, we are analyzing, and how many times it is getting executed. We are analyzing, and we are finding some equations. We are finding the equations. So we are finding equations. Based on the equations, again, we are deriving the time complexities. Time complexities. For that, in order to finding the time complexities, okay. So from this equation to, and we are deriving the time complexities, we have a something is involved here. What is that? It is involved as a asymptotic notations. What are those? It is involved asymptotic notations. Asymptotic asymptotic notations are involved. Asymptotic notations are involved. In this asymptotic notations, so what they will give you is, so if you are having some equations, some functions, that is f of x, some functions, and g of x are the some functions, comparison, it becomes very easy. Comparison, it becomes very easy. So, and we have already seen that big O notations, already seen that big O and big O notation and big omega notation, theta notation. And also not only big O, we have a small O notation, small o, and as well as small omega notation. Small omega notations. So these are the different notations we have already seen that. So big O is nothing but what? So here big O is nothing but, so we already seen that A is something f of x is less than or equal to g of x. In shortcut, I can say that A is f of x and B is a g of x. Let us write A is less than or equal to B. This is this is big O. This is a big O. So quickly I'm recapping. So this is a big O and A is greater than or equal to B. A is greater than or equal to B. Some C constant also is there. Okay. So there is called big omega notation. Big omega notation. Here A and ఏంటండి f of x and B is nothing but g of x. Okay. Some function here A is nothing but f of x and here B is nothing but some, let us take g of x. Then we can say whenever it is there, whenever we can say that this is, then f of x is order of g of x. F of x is order of g of x. So let us take one more thing. Here it is A equal to, I can say in simpler words. I'm telling in a very simpler words. It's not theory point of view, it's a completely gate oriented. So A is equal to B, then we can say it is a theta notation. And if it is A is less than B, then we can say small o notation. And A is greater than B, then we can say it is a small omega notations. These are the things at least you have to remember so that when you are solving this problem, it becomes easy. And also we have seen that the growth of the functions, we have already seen that growth of the function. Suppose the minimum growth is always constant, and in this constant we have a constant is less than log n, and again log n is less than n, and again n is less than n square, n is less than n square, n is less than n square, and again n square is less than n cube. I'm writing, okay, here it is. Direct n cube, that is not n2, n3. It looks like n2, n2, but it's n cube, n cube, and 2 power n. So you have to write, here it say 2 power n. It's a 2 power n. 2 power n is less than 3 power n. So this is a growth of the functions. So this growth of the functions, we already seen that many gate problems in second class. 4 power n like this, and we have a n power n. So this is the things. This is very, very, very important. This is a based on this one, you will definitely get the questions. Okay. And also based on this notations, also you will get there is a possibility of getting questions. So that's why we have already discussed in a previous class. And some more things we have already discussed is, what is the thing we have already discussed? And next we have discussed something, graph traversal techniques, graph traversal technique, graph traversal techniques. In this also we have seen that what are the gate problems, what are the possibility of asking gate questions from the graph traversal technique. The graph traversal techniques, what are the graph traversal techniques? One is the DFS, and already we have seen that. And one more concept is BFS. DFS is based on the stack, and BFS is based on queue data structure. DFS can be implemented stack data structure, whereas BFS can be implemented what? few data structure. And we already seen that the different gate problems. So what are the possibility of asking the gate questions from the DFS and the BFS concept? And the next, we have seen that what are the trees? What are the trees? What is the meaning of a tree? What is a tree? Tree means it is a acyclic graph, and at least two vertices will have a degree 1. And also we have seen what is the degree of the vertex. And later we have gone to spanning trees. Spanning trees. And we have already seen that how to find out the different spanning trees for the given graph. What is the spanning tree, and how many possible, how many possible, how many possible spanning trees, how many possible spanning trees for a given graph. For a given graph, we have already seen that this is also very, very important question. And what is the formula for that? Number of edges, number of edges. What is the formula for this is number of edges, C, and the number of vertices minus 1, and whole minus number of cycles, number of cycles. So number of cycles. Number of cycles. So this is what this is already we have seen that. So this formula is very important, and there is a chance of getting questions from this one. And the next chance is, this. So next one is problem solving approaches. Next one is problem solving approaches. So in this entire algorithms, so till now we have seen that's it, okay? Spanning trees and the number of how to find out the spanning trees. In the spanning trees also we have discussed how many algorithms we have discussed in the spanning trees. We have discussed in the spanning trees. There are two algorithms. Those are Prim's algorithm, as well as Kruskal's algorithm. So we already seen that some of the gate problems in asymptotic notations and finding the time complexity and growth of the functions. Till now. Growth of the functions. Now, what we need to think is, so if you have any doubts, you please, open, in a chat, you can type a message. So otherwise, I will give you a chance at the last. Okay. If you want to ask any like oral doubts also, I will take in the last. So at this point of time, because based on the time, we will go here. So let me. If someone is raising hand, okay, what is the meaning? If you have any doubt, so you please, type what's the purpose. Then I will unmute. Okay, this is what the number of spanning trees, and we have a Prim's algorithm as well as a Kruskal's algorithm. we already discussed what is a Prim's algorithm and Pushkal's algorithm in the previous class. Uh, Now today, what we will do is, and also we have seen that some of the in the previous class we have already covered, and some of the searching techniques. Searching techniques we have seen that. Searching techniques we have seen that in the previous class. In a searching techniques, we have a linear search as well as a binary search. Also, we have seen that. So we have seen that linear search, and we have already seen that binary searching technique, and also we have seen that in the linear search what are the type of gate problems they can ask, and in the binary search what are the gate problems they can ask. I already discussed, and also we have seen that what is the we have find out the time complexities. Linear search, what is the worst case time complexity, and what is the best case time complexity, what is the average case time complexity. Similarly, binary search, what is the worst case time complexity, and what is the best case. So how to find out the best case and worst case. So these are the things we have already discussed. How to find out the worst case time complexity, average case time complexity, as well as best case. So best case. So in the entire this subject, so for any problem, so for any problem you are solving, we need to think about what is the best case time complexity and what is the worst case time complexity and what is the average case time complexity. So this is the beauty of this subject. So we are just not only solving the problems, we are just analyzing the problems based on the time complexities. So this time complexity also, we are analyzing a priori analysis. It's based on a priori analysis. So that's why we are just thinking about this. Now later, the main part of the programs, or main part of the subject, some more important thing is, so we have to divide the problems actually. So let me explain. Uh, Let me go for the, where we, so try to see this all the topics. And if you are perfect in this uh, topics, whatever I have discussed, so I can give you guarantee that at least you can score, 50% of the gate questions in a DA subject. And now, because we have a very less time in this time, uh, covering 100% is difficult, but at least 50 to 60% of the problems you can answer the effectively. So those who are writing a GATE exam. So, and next priority I am giving to is, next priority is I am directly giving. So next, where we need to focus and what we have to study in a GATE exam. So let me go for no thing. So next category of asking questions in the GATE exam is, or most of the times they are asking is, you know, uh, so some of the sorting techniques. Next, where we need to focus is some of the sorting techniques should be learned. Some of the sorting techniques. Some of the sorting techniques required. And in the previous class, we have seen that what are some searching techniques. And now we have a sorting techniques, and whether it may be sorting techniques or whatever it may be. So basically there is again some more category. There's some sorting techniques they can ask. And one more category of the problems will be actually, so problem solving. So we need to solve the problems, right? So um, problem solving, problem solving will be, that means anything, problem solving means any problem. So actually the problems can be solved. Some problems can be solved using some approaches. So we have a different methods of solving problems. We have a different methods. So we have different methods of solving problems. Different methods of, because this is the last class. At least I want to give you an overview of entire this where some more topics. What are the pending topics? So where is the chance of asking a gate questions? Methods of solving methods of solving problem. So maybe this is very highest for theory exams. They want to concentrate more on here. But for the gate exam, you're not only solving the problem, we need to analyze the problem and finding the time complexities, they will focus. That is a highest priority for the gate exam. But whereas a theory exams, that is different anyway. Okay, theory exams, it is a, maybe you already written, or I don't know. So theory exams is it's completely different. Theory exams are just only they are concentrating on just writing algorithm and solving the problem. That's it. Analysis part is the optional at that. But there is a gate questions, they are going to method of solving problems. And in the method of solving problems is we have a different methods. That is, we have a different methods, divide and conquer method, divide and conquer, divide and conquer method, and we have a greedy approach. We have a greedy approach. And also we have a dynamic programming. So dynamic programming approach. And also we have a backtracking approach. Backtracking approach. And also we have some more branch and bound. Branch and bound techniques. So these are the different problem solving approaches. So based on the problem statement, we can categorize. So whether we need to apply the divide and conquer method or greedy approach, or we need to apply the dynamic approach, or we need to approach a backtracking or branch and bound techniques, branch and bound techniques. So that means based on the problem statement, we need to decide. So which method? So that means which method will be suitable for that particular problem. That is our goal. Okay? So that is the normal way. Now here, for the gate point of view, without knowing, I don't know how many people, whether this theory or I don't know. So, but my way of, I cannot directly go for dealing directly time complexes, or I cannot give you like a simple, this is a time complexity, this is a time complexity. Okay. For exam point of view, I will give you for the gate exam point of view anyhow. But you see that how we will take one problem and we will see that how the problem will be divided, how the problem can be solved, and how the problem can be solved after finding the problem, how to find out the time complexity. That is very, very important. How to find out the time complexity. That is a basic, uh, important thing in our main DA subject. So yesterday, we have already seen that Prim's algorithm, Kruskal algorithm. This Prim's and Kruskal's algorithm will be categorized in the under the greedy approach. This is what greedy approach. Now, I will explain you. By taking the problems, it becomes very easy. So, yesterday we have already seen that for binary search and linear search, what are the different time complexities in all the cases, best case, worst case, and an average case. So now just can anyone just recap those who are, what is the, I'm expecting whether you people are attending. Best case, what is the best case time complexity? What is the best case time complexity of linear search? Can anyone answer? What is the best case time complexity of linear search? Best case time complexity of linear search. Yesterday we already discussed, and can anyone please just tell me? Answer Sivalandi. What is the best case time complexity of linear search? And what is the best case time complexity of binary search? Or you tell me worst case time complexity? Worst case time complexity of what you can say binary search. Binary search. In that also I have given minimum worst case as well as maximum worst case. In the two cases I already given. Cheppali chat box లో ఎవరైనా answers. Previous class, sir. చెప్పాలండి చాట్ బాక్స్ లో. What is the best case time complexity and what is the worst case time complexity? The best case time complexity of linear search is order of 1. What is the worst case time complexity of binary search? In this we have taken minimum as well as maximum. Minimum is what is the minimum case? The minimum case is if the tree is balanced. If the tree is balanced binary search tree. Balanced means left hand side and right hand side are going to be balanced. Some left hand side, left subtree, right subtree should be equal. So tree is a balanced, then in this case, what is the time complexity? Order of log n. What is the time complexity? It says log n. If it is, if the tree is not balanced, whether it's a left skewed binary search tree or right skewed binary search tree. So మనం చేసిన example ఏమైతుందంటే అది either left skewed or like this means it is keep on going, right? Only the tree is like a left skewed. This is the right skewed binary search tree. So it is keep on going. In this case, what is the time complexity? We have already seen that the time complexity is order of n. The time complexity is order of n. That is the worst case binary search trees. In the worst case also we have a minimum as well as a maximum. So these are the things we have already seen that. Whereas coming to the best case, it is a log, here it is order of 1 and here it is a log n. So try to just write down this one. So let me go for the some of the sorting algorithms, and we will see that the sorting algorithms can be solved. You know, some sorting algorithms can be solved using one of this method, and we will try to find out the time complexity for that particular problems also. So me go for, let me check here. Let me write, we have some problems. I will take some problems and I will. So one of the popular algorithm, one of the sorting means what, first of all, before, searching is, we are searching for some particular technique. So sorting means what? Simply whether we need to arrange either in increasing order or decreasing order. So this is some sorting. Some sorting should be performed. So based on our requirement. So in general, we will do so like a increasing order for all the sorting algorithms. So in the one of the best sorting, best no, I cannot say best. One of the good, we can say important sorting algorithm is we have different sorting algorithms: merge sort, cube sort, selection sort. Like this, we have a many sorting techniques. But first of all, I am going to explain. There is a one problem approach is divide and conquer approach. And divide and conquer. So divide and conquer approach is, what is divide and conquer is dividing the problem. Suppose if the problem is by saying is, if the problem is big, we can say the problem is, if the problem is big, if the problem is big, divide the problem into two sub-problems. If the problem is big. Now you may ask the question, sir, what is a big means? Okay. If the problem is a big, we need to divide the problem into two sub-problems. We need to divide the problem into two sub-problems. Divide the problem into two sub-problems. Here we have a sub-problem